Hi everyone, it's Ailin here. Welcome back to another Q&A video. Today I wanted to sit down and just get to all your questions because a lot of questions have been coming in and I don't want it to stack up too much. So yeah, I'm gonna jump right into this video. I know a lot of you guys are anxious to hear me speak about these several topics, and unfortunately last week I couldn't film a Q&A video because we got really busy around here getting to all your cases, but you guys are doing fantastic healing work. So many amazing results being achieved, skin issues disappearing, tumors shrinking, neurological weaknesses picking back up again. It's been really amazing at all the transformation that you guys have been going throughout your healing and your detox journey. And I'm so proud to have guided all of you in the right direction. But yeah, I'm gonna jump right into the Q&A videos because I don't really have too much time today, but I wanted to at least spend a little time on the camera just to, spend some time with you guys. Maybe you're in the midst of your detox right now and just need like a little boost, a little bit of love from me to you coming through the other side of the camera and reaching you. Maybe you needed a little bit of encouragement, or maybe you're just wondering if you're doing the right thing right now at the right time on your detox journey. So hopefully the information that you'll get from this video will help you out. And yeah, I'm gonna jump right into it now. Okay, so this is Q&A video number 15, and I'm going to pick out some questions that we've been getting here on the YouTube channel, Instagram, through email, questions from all over the place. So here we go. So the first question is, thanks for sharing your knowledge, Ailin. That was a great video. I do have some questions. Number one, what would be the best standard ways to detox? I'm talking about general rules which apply to everyone. Number two, is it possible to eliminate every single genetic weakness? Number three, how long does it take? Worst case scenario, are we talking 1 year max or more than 15 years? Okay, so I'm going to start with answering the first one. What would be the best standard ways to detox? I'm talking about general rules which apply to everyone. The best standard ways to detox, it's going to look different for everyone, but generally you want to cut out the main offenders in your diet. So if right now you're eating pretty much everything, you don't have any diet restrictions, you have to start cutting back on the most acidic foods and the foods that are burdening your kidneys, your colon, destroying the tissues of your body, closing up the channels of elimination. You have to start eliminating those worst offenders, because even if you eat a lot of the good foods, if you're still harming your body with acidic foods, then you're not going to get anywhere in your detox, okay? So I would recommend, number one, protein must be eliminated. All types of protein gone. So it doesn't matter what type of protein, right? It could be animal-based, like meat or dairy or eggs, or beans or nuts or tofu or mock meats, or anything like that. All that must be eliminated when doing the detox. Seriously, if you're going to see any progression towards health and the healing of your health issues. So that is one of the main things. Number two, you should probably eliminate things that are acidic. Other things like grains should be eliminated or reduced significantly. So things like rice, eliminated, gone. Things like wheat and gluten products, gone. Those things are very mucus forming and very abrasive to the mucosa inside the body. So meats are acidic. All those foods that I mentioned, wheats, grains, mucus forming. Mucus forming foods, the body has this natural mucus response to foods that are acidic. And mucus is produced in the body kind of as a protective barrier against these acidic foods. But what happens is if you just continuously build up mucus in the body, what happens? Cell death. The cells cannot breathe, You become flooded from head to toe, lymphatically speaking. Then what happens? Allergies emerge, rashes emerge, tumors emerge. All these different things start to emerge. So we got to cut out all those foods, right? The third thing would probably be to start upping your intake of fruits. Astringent fruits, meaning fruits that are very high in water content, so hydrating fruits. fruits that are astringent, meaning, you know, astringency. A lot of people ask me, what does astringent mean? Astringent means if you're eating a fruit and you feel that puckering feeling in your mouth, that means that that fruit is astringent. So it's that type of power that's going to help pull on the waste in your body to help eliminate them, right? Because the lymphatic system in the body, so here's the thing, the lymph system is the main sewer system of the body, but it's not like the circulatory system. Circulatory system can move and pump on its own with the heartbeat, right? The heart helps it pump, but the lymph system doesn't have that help. It's very sluggish and slow moving. If the lymph system is the tortoise, the circulatory system would be the hare, right? The rabbit, the speedy rabbit, right? But both systems are needed. Circulatory system feeds the cells with the nutrients, and then the lymphatic system takes away the cellular waste produced by those cells, as well as the waste that are toxins that we intake from the outside world, right? Whether that's food or environmental toxins or body care products, anything like that, right? So it's imperative to have this lymph system moving, and the way that we can do that the most effectively is by eating astringent fruits, because that lymph system is lipid based, so it's a fat based system, and you come in with the astringent fruits that are hydrating and astringent, then that lymph system will start to move, and then all the organs and glands that are already backed up with cellular waste or mucus or sewage will start to drain through the lymph system, then go to the lymph nodes. Then the lymph nodes will take care of that. The macrophages and the beneficial bacteria in the lymph nodes will start breaking those acids down, and then that lymph system is going to send it to the kidneys, and the kidneys will start to filter out all those waste, right? So kidney filtration, again, very important to achieve when you're on a detox program. You gotta check to see if your kidneys are filtering. How do you do that? You pee in a clear jar, in a glass jar, and check. If your urine is clear, means you're not eliminating waste, and that is a bad sign. Because once people stop kidney filtration, like if you don't see kidney filtration, then you're in trouble. Then that means you have the conditions in the body to create different diseases depending on what your weaknesses are, and we can see that in your eyes through iridology, and we can see that in your symptoms. But that is the main cause of most people's health issues, is that channel is blocked. The kidneys are not functioning the right way, right? So kidney filtration is very important to achieve, and consistent kidney filtration is important to achieve. Kidney filtration simply looks like cloudy urine, or flakes in your urine, or sediment in your urine, mucus strands. Sometimes it'll look different, but basically you just don't want that urine to be clear while you're on your detox. So if you're eating fruits and raw, you don't want the urine to be clear. You want it to have that sediment. Sometimes it can be a little difficult to help the kidneys finally break through to achieving kidney filtration, and that's why you kind of want to know what your weaknesses are, because something like an adrenal weakness, for instance, can hinder the kidneys from filtering. The adrenals sit right on top of the kidneys and help open those doorways, that channel for the kidneys to filter. The different glands in the body can affect kidney filtration. There could be a kidney weakness in and of itself. You know, you could probably see that through your blood pressure numbers. If the bottom number is too high in the 80s, it means you're losing your kidneys, you know, or high 70s, you know, generally the bottom number you want it to be around 60 or 70, right? So there's a lot of things to look at, and as a detox specialist, I look at people's eyes, and the eyes tell you everything. The eyes tell you the degree of weakness in each part of your body, and what is going to prevent you, or what's going to be your setback from detoxing your body properly, right? So that's why you must include herbs. If you're serious about your detox and you really want to get results, you have to include the herbs. The diet alone is not enough in today's society, you know, unless you are that 1% person that has the strongest constitution, you know, compared to everyone else, which is pretty rare. I see a lot of eyes, and not many people are of that caliber of strong constitution, strong genes. Most people fall somewhere under medium and weak because they have so many weaknesses everywhere. Why is that so? Genetics, how the harmful foods that we've been eating for decades, you know, toxicity being left too long in the body, mucus being left too long in the body, so many different things. So the herbs go in there to not only clean, but also to strengthen the cells, genetically speaking, helping them remember how to function genetically, because all these weaknesses run down from like your parents to their parents to their parents. They've been passing down those bad genes along the genetic line until it's reached you, you know? So that's why it's also really important to detox before having children, because the children nowadays are being born with even weaker genes, and it's becoming harder to pick people up out of disease conditions and, you know, healing them. It's becoming harder, unfortunately, but that's why you need the help of the herbs and the glandulars. And, you know, the only way that you'll be able to tell if you're doing detoxification properly is by knowing your weaknesses. And if you're not someone that's well versed in reading the eyes or reading your eyes, or if you're not someone that really knows too much about detox, then you kind of have to work with the detox specialist. So that's what I do, and I help people, you know, really assess their case, see, okay, you got this weakness, you got that weakness, let's go after all those, and then they finally start seeing results. So that's really the key. That's the golden key to healing every disease. And we see it time and time again. If you follow the right protocol, there's nothing stopping you. Absolutely nothing stopping you from healing any disease you have, right? And so, yeah, that's how I would answer that first question. So yeah, those are the main tips to start with the detox. Is it possible to eliminate every single genetic weakness? You can eliminate it, but in the eye, it won't completely go away. The line, so a genetic weakness will have like that black line or that black lacuna in that region of the eye. And I've seen people dig really deep into their detox to where that lacuna or lesion started to fade, but it's kind of like a crease in a paper. If you fold a piece of paper and you open it up and you try to straighten it out, it won't completely go away forever, right? But guess what? When you have a child, they won't have that genetic weakness, you know? So you stop that genetic weakness right there with you, with your detox. But you can heal it to the point to where it doesn't affect you anymore in your lifetime, you know? So that's really exciting. How long does it take, worst case scenario, to detox? Like, are we talking 1 year max or more than 15 years? You know, typically speaking, for chronic and degenerative cases, the cases that are, you know, the hardest to heal, it shouldn't take more than a year to a year and a half. 2 years maximum, you know, but I would say definitely not 15 years. But if you want to make like health your passion and you're like really into trying to get rid of all your genetic weaknesses 100%, like I was talking about, you know, in the last question, like making those lesions completely disappear from your eyes, then yeah, you'll have to take this on as a lifestyle. Little breaks here and there is fine, but 15 years, yeah. I know people that have been raw foodists for 15 years. I haven't really met someone that has been a raw foodist while incorporating the herbs for 15 years. There's been some people that have been doing it for like 7 years, 8 years. I've met those people and they're doing fantastic, but I haven't really met someone that has stayed on it long term to tell you, like 15 years, what is possible, right? But yeah, my main job is to help you get rid of your disease conditions and your symptoms, and that is easily accomplished. Some people can get rid of their disease symptoms 2 months, 3 months. Some people take 6 months, but on average, I don't ever see someone really them taking a year or a year and a half, not more than that, to eliminate their disease, right? So yeah, and it's kind of like I always say, it's only like a blink of an eye compared to the rest of your life, you know? So if you take 1 year out of your entire life, like 100 years, to detox, to clean out your body, to show all your cells love, to clean up those genetic weaknesses, to reach in and pull out all the mucus in your colon and heal your cells. I mean, come on, that's like amazing, you know? And then you'll be preventing future diseases, and you'll be healing all of your nooks and crannies that hurt, or you know, if you have low energy or if you're in pain, all that is eliminated. And I think that the results speak for themselves, and they're definitely worth it, worth that little time, right? So yeah, so I always say though, people typically, the people that come to me, it's typically they've already tried everything else, you know? So don't let that be you. Don't let you having to go through years and years of seeing like 50 different medical specialists, right? Or like hundreds of different alternatives to come to realize that detox is the true way to heal, because that's what happens, you know. And I don't know if you guys know my story. You can read about my story on my website, right? I had fibromyalgia. For many years, I was bedridden, and I was one of those people that went the medical route, that went the supplement route, that went, you know, massage therapy, chiropractor, you know, acupuncture, physical therapy. I tried all that. I tried Ayurveda, I tried Chinese medicine, I tried all those things for years. None of them worked. And that's what I see in my clients too. They come to me having tried all that. None of those things have ever worked until they detox. Because detox is not a treatment-based healing modality. It's about, okay, what is causing this issue? What is the ultimate root cause? The ultimate root cause always lies in the organs and glands and cells of the body. Nothing else, you know? If there's an obstruction in a certain area of the body, that's going to be a root cause. If there's acidity, if the tissues are burning from the acidity, right? If there's a chemical overload in the body, you know, all those point to root causes. If there's a genetic or inherent weakness in a certain part of the body, that's a root cause. Nothing else is a root cause, you know? And diet just plays a huge part in that, because if you have genetically weak cells and you're eating a poor diet, those cells are going to show you their genetic weaknesses much more easily if you're following a clean diet. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you got to take both things. You got to be aware that diet has a powerful hold on healing of your body, also on how you feel, and genetic weaknesses also, you know, determine how you feel, but also determine how well you can detox or not. Now, that not saying because I know that a lot of people are also saying out there like, oh, I have this gene that doesn't allow me to detox. That is not true at all. Everyone can detox. The only thing that's preventing people from detoxing slower or faster than others is just their weaknesses in their kidneys, in their colon, in their nervous system, and their adrenals. But all that is addressed with herbs. Once you turn on those glands and cells, everyone can detox. Everyone has the same advantage, you know? So yeah, so I hope that helped you out. I like to kind of go everywhere with it. I like to cover every corner when it comes to answering questions. So I hope that helped you out. And if you need more tips, I actually recently made something for my email subscribers on the website. So like when you subscribe to my website and you put in your email, then I send you like my top 8 tips for detoxification to get started today. And that's really beneficial. I had a lot of fun creating that for you guys. So yeah, be sure to check that out, and that'll help everyone get started on their healing journey. So yeah, so thank you for your question. It was really great. Sometimes I like talking about the basics on these videos, because, you know, like I'll talk about the basics in some of the videos, but then it's like when I get deep into specific disease questions, sometimes, you know, I don't have time to cover the basics. It depends on the person's level of understanding coming to me. So if someone asks me a question like that, they already have an understanding of detoxification, then I won't spend too much time going through all the basics, right? Same thing when it comes to our calls. It depends on your level of understanding of detox, and I'll feel it out during the call. If you're someone that knows a lot about detox, then we'll dig in deeper. Like I'll tell you things that you don't know about detox, and things about your body that you don't know about, right? But if you're somewhat new to detox, then I'll also spend some time teaching you the basics before I cover the deep stuff, right? So same thing with these videos. So if this is your first time watching this video, then I hope that first question helped you understand more of it. And like I said, if you go to my website, I have a lot of information on there. You guys can read through it. You guys can watch these videos, and you'll learn like so much with starting to heal your own body, right? Okay, so I'm gonna take some sip of this apple juice. I have to tell you guys, I also wasn't making videos these past few weeks because I did my a fast that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So, you know, ever since starting my business a few years back, I haven't really been able to go into deep fast like I wanted to, like back in the old days, right? And I'm always someone that likes to push my limits. I like to see what I'm capable of, you know? Like, what is my body capable of? What is my mind capable of, you know? So I finally did it. I was able to take a little bit of a break, right? Find my balance with working through cases, working with you guys, but at the same time, I did a 10-day lemon juice fast. And that was really exciting because a few years back, I could not even, like, I probably couldn't even do 2 days of just lemon juice. But now I was able to go 10 days. And the only thing that stopped me was honestly the fatigue. You know, on day 10, my emotions were feeling weird and I was feeling fatigued. And I had a ton of work to do with you guys, so I had to stop and slow down. But yeah, if I didn't have my workload, I probably would have been able to go longer. And that's really exciting because that lets me know just how clean I've gotten my body to be. You know, like 5 years back, I would not have been able to do this fast. I would have gotten a huge headache, or I would have gotten like a breakout of the hives, you know? So the cleaner your body becomes, the easier detoxification and fasting and things like that become. Same thing with like being able to handle foods, you know? Right now, if your body is very toxic, very lymphatically congested, and you find yourself having to eliminate by force things like gluten or wheat or dairy or grains or, you know, all these different things, because when you eat it, you feel bad. When you completely detox your body, that is a thing of the past. You can eat those foods again and they won't affect you. So a lot of benefits can be gained from deeply cleansing the body and repairing all the weaknesses. So yeah, I'll probably put some of what I learned during this fast somewhere. I'll incorporate it either in a book or an article or a post or a video, or I'll do something with it. But I was definitely, you know, I gained some new insights. Like I love fasting because I always gain new insights whenever I do it, and it also helps me like be able to relate to you guys more, because even though I'm someone that has a really my memory is really strong, you know. And it's funny because like most people in my family, their memory like fails them, but I've always been really good with remembering things. My husband is not the same way, but I always remember everything for us. But yeah, like I've been able to remember all of my experiences back when I was detoxifying many years back of fibromyalgia. And but you know, I did forget a few things, and this fast, it's like, oh, okay, now I understand, you know. So I definitely want to keep on doing this as best as possible while finding my balance. So yeah, so okay, I'm not going to delay anymore. This is the second question. This person said prostate issues. My dad has a catheter to help him pee. Not sure if it's just enlarged or if he has cancer. Would love to see a video on the prostate. Thank you. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you. Thank you so much for your lovely words. So prostate issues, it's really based on location. Depending on what the prostate issue is. If your dad has enlarged prostate or prostate cancer, those are two different stages, right? So enlarged prostate, prostatitis, that's when the prostate has achieved like acute to subacute stages. Those are the beginning stages. The inflammatory stage, the inflammation stages. So it means that the acids are in there, and you know, you're experiencing that that enlarging, that inflammation, right? The itis, anything that's an itis, prostatitis, always has to do with acidosis being the main culprit. Now, I always find people with prostate issues that come to me, whether it's prostatitis or prostate cancer, their kidneys are always failing. Always failing. They'll always have high kidney numbers. So like we were discussing before, I find prostate issues, prostatitis, prostate cancer, they always have something like let's say 126 over 86 or 137 over 90, you know. They'll always have that bottom number to be very, very high. Now what happens? Now, the healthy blood pressure number of the top number, the systolic number, yeah, the healthy range is supposed to be at 120, and the bottom range is supposed to be between 60 and 70. But what happens is with that high blood pressure number, the diastolic number, when that's really high, then the top number is also very, like, it goes up higher, right? So even though it appears that the top number is within healthy ranges, the bottom number is affecting the top number. So once we get those people to start to detox, that bottom number starts to go down, their kidneys start to heal, but what happens is that top number also starts to go down. So for instance, in the case of, 126 over 86, right? 86, that's about 20 points too high. So it should be around, like 66, right? That number goes down to 66. What happens? The top number, 126, it also takes 20 points off of the top number, and then that turns to 106. What does that mean? Adrenal weakness. So prostatitis and prostate cancer, always a kidney and adrenal weakness. So you really, really have to address those two weaknesses in the body. I always see in the eyes, there's a level of kidney weakness. Most often it is chronic lesion, chronic congestion of the kidneys and the adrenals. With prostatitis, so we'll separate this into two things, right? Two parts. Prostatitis is inflammation. Number one, kidneys are not filtering the cellular waste from the body or the acids from the body. The prostate is right there. The kidneys are right there. So in reality, any prostate issue is actually very easy to heal because the kidney channels, the main channels of elimination of the body, are right there, and the prostate is right there. So you can clean up the prostate fairly quickly if you can achieve kidney filtration, okay? But the other part of it though, is if it's an inflammatory issue like prostatitis, it means the adrenal glands are failing. Now, those little adrenal glands that sit on top of the kidneys, not only do they control kidney filtration, whether the kidneys filter or not, but they also produce anti-inflammatory steroids that help combat acidosis in the body. Because some people can be walking around with acidosis in the body, but it's not affecting the cells as much as someone that has an adrenal weakness. So your body has like these defense mechanisms that it always keeps up, It has cholesterol, it has edema, water, it has calcium, it has anti-inflammatory steroids, it has all these different things that it can use to buffer acids, right? But you want those steroids up in the adrenals by strengthening the adrenals, not by taking a steroid medication. Steroid medications will always weaken the glands of the body. If you give the body something that it's supposed to be producing naturally on its own, that gland will start to fail, will start to deteriorate, okay? So I don't know what recommendations they have made for your dad, but anything to do with like any type of hormone therapy is not the way you want to go. You want to use herbs on these. Depending on his level of weakness, I'd have to see his eyes and check out all his other symptoms. Then you would be able to see if you need a glandular for this case or if you need the herbs. But everyone can start off on the herbs, It's not safe to take a glandular without the guidance of a detox specialist, because unless you know how to read your eyes and unless you've had years of experience working with people, taking glandulars like too much or taking the wrong dosage can be dangerous, right? Long term, it can be dangerous. So you got to work with someone. But taking the herbs is safe. All herbs are safe. Behind every single bottle, it'll give you, or not the bottle, but when you receive the herbs, it'll always tell you like the contraindications of whether it's safe or not to take. But more or less, all herbs, the only times you have to be cautious are like, and know what you're doing, are like if you're pregnant, or if you're breastfeeding, or if you're working with children, or if you are on any type of medication. If you're on any type of medication, then yeah, blood pressure medication is very common. You gotta know what you're doing when it comes to taking the herbs if you're on blood pressure medication, okay? So that's why it's important to work with a detox specialist, right? Okay, but that's prostatitis, right? So it's all about eliminating all those acids. Once you do that, once you eliminate the congestion, acidosis in the prostate gland itself, then the tissue will start to repair. And the most important part is getting the alkalinity and hydration to that region of the body so that cells can repair. So I don't know how old your dad is, like how attached he is to his current diet that he's eating right now, but if he's still eating like meat and potatoes and, you know, animal products and grains and all that stuff, then he has to put those things aside right now and dig deeper into his detox in order to heal this. And like I said, it doesn't typically take a long time to heal these conditions. You know, if you take just like, you know, 2 months, just take a month or 2 months to really follow the diet, then you'll see vast improvements, and some people completely heal, you know, depending on their level of strength in their body. So I think that, yeah, that resolves that prostatitis issue. Now, going back to prostate cancer, right? I don't know if it's a prostate cancer or not, but if it is, then you kind of treat it in the same way as prostatitis, you know? It's the same exact thing. You're going after all the acids in the body, except prostate cancer will probably take a little longer to heal because prostate cancer or any type of cancer involves the actual mutation of the cells, meaning the cells in the prostate have already degenerated and deteriorated, okay? So you have to, it's chronic and degenerative, whereas prostatitis is the beginning stages, subacute to acute. So prostatitis, if nothing is done, you know, if nothing is done about that issue, it can turn into prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is always the last stage, okay? So really, you're going after the same thing. Now, when it comes to dealing with cancers, you have to use strong lymphatic formulas. You must, you know, even if the kidneys are not filtering, when it comes to cancer, you have to pretty essentially go after all of this aggressively because there's no time to waste, you know. With any type of degeneration, any degenerative disease, it always gets worse. It's like you're going against time. Degenerative cases always continue to get worse. Any cancer, any you know, MS, any Parkinson's, anything like that, Lou Gehrig's, always gets worse with time. And just in the span of a few days or a few weeks, things can turn around very quickly. So you want to go as aggressive as possible. Try and achieve kidney filtration as soon as you can. Otherwise, the skin will experience that burning. If the acids are trying to be eliminated and the kidneys are not being able to filter, then the skin is the only is the second channel. You know, the skin being the body's third kidney. So you want to do your best with getting those kidneys to filter. Do the fruits with your dad, raw foods. If he needs some balance, then yeah, he can have some cooked vegetables at night in the beginning, but really do all raw. Fruits during the day, salad at night, do that. If he's someone that wants to take this very seriously though, like achieve the ultimate, then go on a fast. Go on a grape fast. Organic dark grapes, fantastic for all cancer issues, or maybe go on some sort of juice fast, see how that works out. Perhaps like after a few weeks of that, incorporate some dry fasting if he needs that extra bump to get that thick sediment in the jar, you know, when you're checking for kidney filtration, then do that. But yeah, with cancer, these are the organs and glands that you have to go after. The kidneys, the adrenals, obvious. The lymphatic system, obvious. Cleaning out the colon, obvious. The colon is right there next to the prostate as well and is another major channel of elimination. So cleaning out the colon with the stomach and bowel formula and the GI broom. Next, thymus gland. You gotta see if the thymus gland is functioning or not. A lot of people that have cancer issues usually have thymus gland issues. So picking up the thymus gland is very important with the herbs. An herbal formula is excellent for that. Doing some thymus thumping to activate the T cells right there is going to be very important for that, to start eliminating all those damaged cells, which are the cancer cells from the body. Next, the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes have to be addressed. Now, for people that have had their lymph nodes removed, it is harder to detox, unfortunately, but it's not impossible. You can still do it. Same thing goes for anyone that's removed their tonsils or their appendix or anything like that. You know, all those are the major lymph nodes of the body, and it's there for a reason. Those sites are used to eat and consume and buffer the acids and eat and consume the damaged cells, you know? So yeah, those major ones, yeah, those are the main ones. There's many more too. The thyroid gland is very important, but it depends on the case. It entirely depends on the case, okay? So For instance, if someone has like an enlarged thyroid, you know, I probably won't give them a thyroid formula. Clean out the area a little bit before giving them a thyroid formula, you know? So there's a lot of little tips and tricks that I can't really discuss in depth in this video because it would be a million hours long and it would just be kind of throwing information out there because I don't know what's going on with this case, but it's general information of what I've seen working with cases and, you know, telling you guys my knowledge on the subject. So yeah, I hope that helped you out, but really focus on getting those kidneys to filter. And I really wish you luck with your dad. I really hope he's open to trying this. And if he is, then go with it and you're going to do amazing. You're going to do a great job with healing this and you guys got this. Okay, thank you for that question. Let's see. This next question. Ailin, thank you so much for answering my question in this video. You are so lovely and wonderful. In regards to your answer about eating a raw food diet, do you recommend mostly fruits or vegetables too? I'm always confused about that. Okay, so I will always recommend fruits over vegetables. Vegetables are only for people that are transitioning or feel like they need it, you know? But if you feel like you don't need the vegetables and can do all fruit, then that's going to be vastly better. Fruits are where the healing power lie. Vegetables are okay, you know. It's the fruits that have the higher vibrational energy and that astringency and the hydration. Vegetables don't really have that as much, okay? So yeah, so you can, like, for instance, the perfect detox diet with like you know, just an average detox diet is going to be fruit in the day and a salad at night, or vegetables and a salad at night, right? If you're first starting out and you have to have cooked broccoli, cooked peas, you know, cooked whatever vegetable, then you can do that. But eventually the body will plateau having vegetables or having cooked vegetables or even having raw salad, because it will slow down your detox process. These vegetables and greens take more digestive energy for the body to break down than it does for fruits. So that's where we're kind of seeing this, you know, like we want to save as much digestive energy being expended by the body and divert that into healing the body, okay? So you can kind of see where vegetables and greens would hinder the body from reaching its true detoxification levels and potential. So if you stop seeing results while on a diet of fruits and veggies and greens, then you know it's time to let go of the greens and veggies temporarily and do all fruit. And then yeah, if you have to go back every once in a while for balance or for emotional sanity or mental sanity, and so like one night having some vegetables, then so be it. But always go back to the fruits. And that's what I mean. But know that there's no property in vegetables or greens that's going to heal you. It's really, the power lies in the fruits and your own body's healing capabilities, you know? Okay, so that covers that question. Also, what does astringent fruit mean? Astringency, we discussed that earlier in the video. It's just that, like, that pulling power. What's going to be pulling on the lymph system, pulling on the mucus, pulling on the waste. And you can liken astringency kind of like soap, right? So water by itself and a sponge is not as powerful as water, a sponge, and soap, right? So soap is kind of like that astringency because it pulls on the grease on the plates, right? So that's kind of like what astringency means. Is the 95% raw diet only for the detox phase until symptoms disappear, or the rest of my life? You could do 95% raw for the rest of your life, but most people don't have to, you know? You could do 95% raw while you're healing, probably reach up to the 100% raw, probably do some fasting in there while you're detoxing, and then after you heal your symptoms, after you've dug deep enough to where your symptoms have been gone for months, and I mean months, then you can go back to not eating 100% raw. Like sometimes for me, like since I've healed my body and I feel amazing and I can handle any food now, thank goodness, I'm able to do some days only 50% raw. Some days I'll do 80% raw. Some days I'll do 100% raw, you know? If I'm really, really bad one day, and this is like rare, maybe it's 20% raw. You know what I mean? But most of the days I do at least 70% raw, just because I love fruit so much and raw food so much. And I don't know, my emotions just feel better while eating raw. And I don't really like that heavy feeling of cooked foods as much, you know? Because even though I can eat cooked food and not feel pain from it, anyone can eat cooked food, like, you know, like a starch or a sandwich with protein, and all that digestive energy is being expended on breaking down all those proteins and all those complex starches. Anyone would feel that, you know? So it's about how you want to feel. What's your standard? Like, what do you expect to feel like in your body? If you have that high expectation from yourself, like, I want to feel fantastic. I want to have enough energy to do everything that I want, to get everything accomplished, to spend time with my family and friends, to spend time with myself, to get involved in my activities, to run my business, to help people, like, you know, then that requires a certain level of energy. So it really depends on where you are in your life and what you expect of yourself, you know? But yeah, you don't have to follow 100% raw the rest of your life. Definitely not. If you heal good enough, if you heal deeply enough and do detox the right way, you shouldn't have to spend your life doing 95, 100% raw, you know? You can still enjoy life and enjoy different flavors and different dishes, you know? That's perfectly fine. But you have to be serious when it's time to be serious, you know? If you have a tumor in your body, or if your kidneys are failing, or if your whole body's in pain, you know it's time to be serious until those symptoms go away. Okay, let's see the next question. Right now I am off of dairy and meat, but I still eat grain, nuts, seeds, and beans, along with fruits and veggies. Is this a bad idea? I recommend, strongly recommend eliminating the grains, eliminating the nuts, and eliminating the beans. Seeds are not so bad, but don't have them in excess, right? Like nut butters, not so good. Seed butters, like sunflower seed butter or tahini, is gonna be a little better than, let's say, cashew butters or cashews or almond butters or things like that, or peanut butter. So eliminate those nuts. A little bit of seeds for balance is fine, but you may eventually want to eliminate it. Fruits and vegetables are going to be the basis of your diet, but your diet should be mostly fruits. 80% fruits probably should be good. Sometimes 90% fruits, but I don't know what it is that you're suffering from. Let me see if you mentioned this. I have fibro symptoms and psoriasis. You know, you want to cut out the proteins. You want to eliminate as much fat as possible, cut out the grains, up your fruit intake. You want to make sure your kidneys are filtering to be able to clear the psoriasis. Because psoriasis is congestion underneath the skin and acidosis breaking down the skin tissue, okay? So how are you going to heal this skin? Only by filtering the acidic waste, breaking it down. And how do you do that? Through the lymph system and through the kidneys, you know? How are you going to heal fibromyalgia? Fibromyalgia is systemic acidosis. So you know it's a systemic problem. So not only do you have acids in the skin, but you also have acids all throughout the muscular system of your body. So you have to be serious when it comes to this, because acids being left too long in different locations of the body will start tissue breakdown, will start degeneration. Then the issue will become serious and move to degenerative issues, okay? I have come across many fibromyalgia cases that did not do what should have been done with detoxification, and they came across the information, but they're like, oh, okay, you know, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try back. I'm going to go to the Mayo Clinic. I'm going to do green juices and green vegetables, or I'm going to try this paleo diet and keto and eat meat again. Guess what happened to them? Cancer, multiple sclerosis, you know? So you want to heal this. You want to dig deep right now to heal this. As soon as I can afford to, I want to work with you. Thanks, you are truly a wonderful person. Yeah, I would love to work with you. I've helped so many fibromyalgia cases heal, psoriasis and skin issues heal. It's really fantastic once you just address your specific weaknesses in your body and go after them with the right diet for you and herbs for you, then you can heal anything. Now, the information that I gave you in this video is general, so you can try out those tips to see if it's gonna like work for you, right? But I would need to see your specific case eventually to be able to help you out out to the capacity that I want you to, so that you can see the best results in your healing. But give those a try. Let me know how it goes. And I have no doubt that you're going to get this. You're going to beat fibro and psoriasis. Don't think of them as diseases even. Think of them as just, my body is congested and acidic, and I know what I have to do to get all those wastes out now, so my body can heal itself, you know? Okay, so thank you for your question. It was wonderful. My dog just came in here and left. She probably wants me to take her outside. I will too, and I'll take you outside soon. Okay, so next question. Your expertise shines through the more I watch your channel. Oh, thank you so much. I do my best. Awesome game changer for the community. If I take licorice root or other herbs to help my borderline hypotension, low blood pressure around 90/60, being on an all raw routine, including some fats and salts, does that mean it actually helps the adrenals when the numbers go up? Or is it another stimulant to temporarily help me function and have enough energy to get through the day until more healing and detox takes place? Okay, that was a big run-on sentence. It's okay, I do a lot of run-on sentences too. If you guys have like read my posts, you know that I go into detail. Okay, so let's break this down. So 90/60 is very low blood pressure. Your adrenals are very weak, chronically weak. Yeah, if I looked at your eyes, it'd probably be chronic lacuna or degenerative lesion, probably genetic. Really bad. I'm wondering what your blood pressure was like before the raw diet, because really the raw diet, like once you start healing with the raw foods, it kind of shows you your weaknesses right in the middle of it, right? So if you're someone that has weak adrenals, then during your detox, you're going to experience that. That's why some people experience fatigue during their detox. But that's why the herbs come in, or the glandulars come in, to be able to help pull you out of that while healing the adrenals. So while licorice is good for like upping your blood pressure, if your blood pressure is really low, and by the way, if you have high blood pressure, I do not recommend anyone take licorice while on high blood pressure. Oh, if they have high blood pressure or anything like that, because you know it does raise your blood pressure significantly. So I would say that with licorice root, yeah, it can be beneficial if you're feeling fatigued or tired from your low blood pressure to take some of that, but I wouldn't recommend taking licorice root more than 2 weeks at a time. Very important, right? And also to regulate how you're feeling while taking that licorice root, because I personally, in my detox journey, I was taking licorice root and I found it to be not so good, not so agreeable to my body. Some people do fantastic on it though, so it really depends on the person. For instance, like if you're feeling symptoms of heart arrhythmias, or if you're feeling edema, like, you know, water retention, or if you're getting headaches, feeling pressure right here, then you know it's time to back off, right? So my recommendation though, I feel like licorice is not really like healing to the adrenals as much as an adrenal formula would be, full of berries like chase tree berry, or you know, kelp is excellent for healing the adrenal glands. I feel like licorice, it is sort of like that temporary tool that you can use to just like temporarily increase your blood pressure, because what's going to eventually increase your blood pressure naturally without having to take something is healing the tissue of your adrenals, ultimately speaking, or healing the pituitary, controlling that, or the hypothalamus, or the brain, or the nervous system. All those that I just mentioned right now are tied to the adrenal glands, right? So it really depends on each person, from person to person. Okay, so yeah, for your case, I would recommend an adrenal formula or an adrenal glandular. Probably an adrenal glandular, but I'd have to take a look at your eyes. If you have a lot of other symptoms like anxiety, or severe chronic fatigue, or pain in your body, inflammation in your body, or let's see what else. You know, trouble with kidney filtration, all those things, yeah, then that's a pretty weak adrenal gland weakness. Okay, let's see the next question. Okay, so if so, should I be careful and limit my intake? Yeah, so that's what we just discussed. I heard licorice root can also cause blood lesions or weaken tissue, so I feel a bit cautious, although it helps me tremendously so far. I haven't heard of it weakening tissue. I don't think that's the case. I think it just increases pressure in the body. And that might not be so good if you're someone that's already very acidic. you know? So that's why I said just use caution when taking licorice root. But, you know, if you feel a certain way about it, just lower your intake or take routine breaks. That I recommend. Take routine breaks from licorice root every 2 weeks. And really, though, the adrenal formula should be enough to get you out of that. And filtering of the kidneys should be able to get you out of that fatigue. If you're feeling a lot of fatigue, though, it might be a thyroid issue. So you'd have to check your thyroid. Are you someone that has cold hands and feet? Are you someone that experiences headaches easily? Or it feels irritable? You know, do you have depression? Things like that. Check your basal temperature under your arms. See if that's a low number. Typically, you want that basal temperature to be between 97.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 98.2 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's on the low end of 97s, that means your thyroid is weak. So you would have to adjust your thyroid because your thyroid might be an issue here as well. Okay, let's see. I have a blood pressure monitor, so I'm not in danger of causing too high blood pressure through making use of it. Also, I heard detox can lower blood pressure naturally. How would that work? Yeah, so we discussed that. Detox does lower blood pressure naturally because you're no longer consuming stimulants and you're also showing your true adrenal weakness shining through until it heals back up again. So guys, whenever you go on your detox protocols or you go on your detox journeys, things will, in the beginning, will feel like they get a lot better. You know, you're getting more hydration, you're relieving a lot of that tension in the body. But then somewhere in the middle, it might feel like you're getting worse as your body's repairing these weaknesses. And then, you know, the third and final stage is you get better and you heal. So it's kind of like that, you know, like a little roller coaster, right? Okay, but yeah, licorice is good. It really is like what I consider to be an anti-inflammatory as well. You know, people that have like digestive issues or stomach issues, stomach pains, things like that, they tend to use licorice root as an anti-inflammatory. And it also boosts, you know, neurotransmitter production and cortisol production. So it does help the adrenals temporarily increase in their activities in the body. But does it really heal in the long run? I think that healing requires a powerful combination of several different herbs and berries, to be honest with you. I don't think one single herb would be powerful enough to heal the adrenal glands altogether. So definitely take a look into working with that adrenal formula. So yeah, wonderful question. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. I wonder how long it's been, but I'm gonna do a few more questions, okay? Okay, the next question. Dear Ailin, can you please talk about if one must also drop immunotherapy drugs when it comes to cancer, especially with melanoma metastasis? Almost stage 4, but not too bad. Every organ functions good for now. Okay. They put those drugs as fourth for that they postpone death by 2 to 4 years, and they make it as an emergency to take this. Would you recommend taking these? I know in terms of detox, a plate of pasta can stop detox. So Zelboraf, the immunotherapy drug and inhibitor of the enzyme of the particular mutated cancer cell, might stop it entirely. But for the sake of emergency, to stop these cells to multiply for a time, do you think it could be okay to give it to a patient? Okay, so let's stop right there. Okay, so when it comes to cancer, melanoma, skin cancer, you know, treat it the same way as any other cancer. Really, it's a lymphatic issue, you know. Cancer equals degenerated cells, mutated cells. It's not something that comes forth and grabs us. It's not like something that comes out of the blue. It's a condition that's been created in the body through several years. So just think of cancer as acidosis that has damaged cells. That's really all it is. So what one must do is get rid of the root cause that's causing the cancer, acidosis, and in turn the body will then help get rid of the mutated cells through the lymph nodes, right? So even if they said it's stage 4 cancer or it's metastasized, you know, to the lymph nodes or to the lymph system, whatever, it's not possible for the cancer to metastasize. The cancer doesn't travel. The cancer is systemic. Those with cancer have systemic acidosis all throughout their body, meaning all the cells in and around the cells are acids burning up the cells and burning up the tissue, right? So it's not like a cancer cell goes from one region of the body and travels all the way down somewhere else and then starts mutating and creating different cancer cells. That's not how it goes. It's because acids are burning. Right now it could be through the skin, but like let's say it reaches the lymph nodes. So what, now you have lymph node cancer? That's not how it works. The problem was already there in the first place, okay? So don't think about it in terms like that. You just really have to go after, you know, addressing the lymph system, the kidneys, the adrenals, the lymph nodes, and all of the weaknesses in the person. Okay, so immunotherapy drugs. Okay, every organ function is good for now. That's good. They put those drugs as fourth so that they postpone death by 2 to 4 years. Okay, let me stop you right there. So doctors, in order for them to claim a cancer to be cured, and this is an actuality, like this is all, I'm being completely serious. They will claim that they have cured a cancer if a cancer doesn't return within 5 years. So if they gave you chemotherapy or any type of drug, right, or radiation, and your cancer disappeared, if it hasn't come back within 5 years, then it's cured. But what if it comes back in 5 years and 1 day? You know? Then would you in your eyes, would you see that as, oh, the doctor cured me? No. You would be like, the cancer came back, what went wrong, you know? Like, I wasn't cured. The doctor didn't get to the root cause of my problem. But in the medical system, you would be, you know, labeled as, we cured this. That cancer must have been caused by something else. It wasn't our fault, right? So it's laughable that it says right here, these drugs postpone death by 2 to 4 years. Look, I know that the rates for melanoma are not so good, right? Like, you know, 10% live for like, you know, more than 2 years, like 5 to 10%, it's really bad. But you have to understand that it's really why is it that the rates are so low of survival? You know, it's because most people fall into that fear. The doctors tell them you're gonna die soon, you're gonna die in 2 years, right? And so they readily accept any drug. Doctor, give me any drug or any chemo or any radiation. Do whatever it takes to get rid of this cancer, without failing to understand that that actually destroys their body, you know? You should never go after a cancer cell trying to attack it, or you should never go after trying to suppress the glands through hormone therapy or even these immunotherapy drugs. Like, to be honest with you, immunotherapy, that's like something that I'm not even too familiar with, because to be honest with you, my clients have tried it all. They've tried it all. So they've tried the radiation, the chemo, the immunotherapy, like all these things. They're coming out with new things every single day. It's kind of hard to keep track of everything, but they're always running around in circles. Why do they have to keep on trying to come out with new things all the time? Because it doesn't work, you know? So rather than complicating things and blaming things on enzymes or blaming things on hormones, you really have to just get to the root cause. Glands and organs, tissues and cells, what your body is made up of. Very, very simple, you know? So that's my stance on it, and I don't think that that's even a good rate. Postponing death by 2 to 4 years, come on. You know, with detox and with like no medical intervention, you'd actually have a better chance of healing yourself. They don't show the rates of survival for those that with melanoma that choose not to do medical intervention. But I've heard every time someone doesn't use the medical route and the doctors don't intervene in the person's body and they stay with the cancer, they survive decades. Most people die from the treatment of cancers, and I feel the same way about these immunotherapy drugs, so that's my stance on it. Okay, I know in terms of detox, a plate of pasta can stop detox. Yeah, it would definitely stop detox. Pasta is a complex starch. Complex starch is not what you want to consume. That's a fungal food, a fungal proliferator in the body. Plus it's something cooked, you know, plus it's acidic and mucus forming. So, you know, if you're really deep into your detox and very serious, and you've been serious for weeks, don't be too hard on yourself if you just have that one plate of pasta. But do realize that if you have that plate of pasta, you've had cooked food, you did stop or slow your detox down, and it might be hard to go back to raw foods after having something like cooked pasta, because cooked food is addictive. So that's why people with cancer or people with any serious illness, I tell them, really do your best to stay raw. Stay raw. If you're gonna have a cheat, have it be a raw cheat, like a raw recipe, or like max cooked vegetables, not something like pasta, right? Sorry for asking too long and taking your time. May God bless you with enlightenment. Oh, no, it's really okay. You didn't take up my time. It was a fantastic question. And yeah, I really wanted to address this question. But do realize, I don't know if this is you or if it's someone you know of that's facing this problem, but go after every weakness of your body. You want to see kidney filtration. That is the most important thing. And you want to clean up your entire lifestyle as well, So, you would probably benefit with watching that cancer video that I uploaded I think it was a few months back. I also released a cancer related article on my website. And just, learn as much as you can about this. And if you're able to work with me, then I highly recommend it, because being able to see your eyes and all your symptoms and your health journey, health history, I'll be able to help you out a little more. But you can do this. You can definitely heal this. And I'm here to support you guys in whatever you need. And yeah, stay strong, and just always realize whatever you're consuming and intaking, it better be alkaline, it better be life-giving, it better be health-promoting, and not something acidic. So when you're detoxing, one must develop the mentality of everything that's not a fruit and a vegetable is not food at all, So sometimes you have to develop the mentality of that plate of pasta might as well be a plate of rocks, But it's true. You have to play that game with yourself, because detox can be an art form, but it can also be a game, And sometimes it's just about beating your mind, You have to play the game with your mind, because your mind can play tricks on you. So you got to play tricks back, So yeah, thank you so much for your question. It was a fantastic question. Okay. Next question. Hi, can you answer if breast implants will affect detox? Is it pointless trying to detox and go ahead when we have them, or is it still worth it and we can still achieve benefits? If removal is not an option, at least not for a few years, thanks. I have a lot of clients that come to me with breast implants, okay? And I typically see people with breast implants, if they've had them in for like a year or two or several years, they develop serious health complications in the lungs, in the breast, in the heart. The whole chest region is up for the grabbing. And whether those breast implants are leaking or not, even if you check and they're not leaking, it really doesn't matter, because any foreign object in the body sees that as foreign. And the various chemicals in the breast implants, you can't even imagine how it affects your body, the silicone especially. So I would recommend, if anyone out there is thinking about getting breast implants, please don't, please don't, because trust me, most people that are on this health path or that get health issues from getting breast implants always end up removing them. So why take the risk, I want to address this question for everyone. Like, if you're thinking about getting breast implants, don't. Because if your breasts are, let's say, too small right now, you don't like the way that they look, that is an adrenal weakness or a female reproductive system weakness. You can easily take something to perk up your adrenal glands and perk up pituitary, the ovaries, all that, and you'll start to gain nice full breasts, So that's a hormonal issue, and you don't have to put something foreign, a foreign object in your body to get breasts. It's really just about, strengthening your glands, and your breasts will start to form. I've seen it, So go that route before you think about putting something in your body like that. But to answer your specific question, this person, it's not pointless to detox while having breast implants. You can still do a lot of detox. Sometimes I have clients that they have breast implants and they can't go into surgery to get them removed right away just because of the deep level of neurological weakness that they have in their body, you know, and going through anesthesia and all that would cause a lot of harm right now because they're so weak. So I say detox as much as possible before removing the breast implants. That's perfectly fine, you know. For those that are able to remove them, you can get them removed as much as possible. But like I said, those with nervous system weakness, if you have nerve rings around your eyes, or if you have a really bad adrenal weakness, don't even risk it, you know. Strengthen those areas of your body first before you remove the implants. If that's not an option for you right now in at least a few years, then you gotta you know, try to remove as much as possible from your body, acidosis wise, waste wise, mucus wise. Really dig into your raw diet to be able to counteract the effects of the breast implants while you still have them, right? So yeah, I hope that answers your question. But those breast implants, man, I really wish they were never invented because they're causing so much suffering. People with breast cancer and breast tumors come to me all the time, you know, after getting breast implants. They get those diseases, unfortunately. Okay, and there's a lot of testimonials too of people, you know, out there online. They've made videos, they've made articles about the effects, the harmful effects of breast implants, and speaking on their own personal journey, you know. So you guys can take a look at that, and you'll see for yourself. It's horrible. Okay, so I'm gonna answer like one more question, guys, and then I will have to bid you adieu, okay? Hey, your videos are so helpful and I really like your videos. Could you please do a video about which vitamins and minerals you need and what do you need it for and what are the effects if you don't have it and stuff like that, please. Thank you very much for your helpful videos. I love you. I appreciate your work a lot, heart. Thank you so much. I have discussed this in other videos, in my earlier videos. If you go back like a year, 2 years, in my video list, you'll see that I've discussed this. But I typically do not recommend vitamins or minerals unless someone is deficient in them, because I'm a strong believer in that if you follow a fruit diet, fruits, or if you're taking like a superfood blend high in like herbs that are high in nutrition, because fruits and herbs, they have all the nutrition you need. Like guys, I've looked at this, I've studied this, the nutritional profile of fruits, berries, grapes, and herbs, and things like kelp and seaweeds and things like that. Enough nutrition, more nutrition than one needs, okay? So the only time I ever recommend a vitamin would be if you want, you can take a vitamin D if like you're not getting enough sun, but even then you can still get enough sun. And even then, if someone is deficient, taking a vitamin is not addressing the root cause, right? So if you're deficient in a vitamin or a mineral, it's always either because, okay, your colon is toxic, beneficial bacteria are not producing the vitamins that you need, right? Or your digestion is poor. You're not breaking down the foods in your body fully for the body to be able to utilize their nutrition, right? Or your absorption is poor. You have so much mucus in your intestines that the body's not able to absorb it, right? Or you have too much fat caking all around the cells that the body's not able to absorb it, right? Or your utilization is poor. This is another reason. Those with weak glands, specifically weak adrenal glands, are consistently low in their minerals, okay? Because those adrenals control mineral utilization. So before you start taking isolated vitamins or supplements like B12 or iron or zinc or anything like that, realize that that's not going to solve the issue long term. You're going to have to forever take it. And even people taking those vitamins, they don't ever heal, okay? So address all those things. For vitamin D, oftentimes it's the liver that needs decongesting and strengthening. So the vitamin D, you know, that's created through the sun and through the lipids in the skin, okay? So the liver is responsible for that and plays a very big role in that, okay? So yeah, that's my stance on it. I don't recommend vitamins or minerals. The only thing I would recommend is a superfood blend. The one that I recommend to my clients that is fantastic is superfood blend number 2. That is the best one, in my personal opinion. High in berries, high in kelp and seaweeds, high in herbs that are full of everything that you need. And you could literally live off of that stuff. I don't recommend anything that comes from the ground, nothing heavy, nothing low vibrational, nothing like muds or zeolites or, things like that. Like, I don't recommend things like that. Nor do I recommend any isolated supplements like vitamin B's or, because literally the body can't handle those things. They're like foreign objects. The body only recognizes nutrition in its whole food form. So literally for health, right? Would you take vitamin C in a pill form, or would you just eat an orange? Which one is going to be more health promoting for you? Which one is the body going to recognize more? Oranges have everything, have that vibrancy, the freshness, the nutrition. It's perfectly balanced in all of the vitamins and minerals and enzymes within that orange. Humans cannot replicate nature as much as we might try or want to. Impossible. You can't replicate what God created, or what the universe created, or whatever you want to call it. Impossible, We still don't understand how it's done. And we probably never will. And every time we try to, we're only just bringing more disease conditions into our bodies. Okay? So time and time again, I see people coming to me having taken vastly different supplementations and have felt even more sick over time while taking them. And this is because every time you intake something that's isolated in your body, the body becomes out of balance and has to leach a certain mineral from somewhere else to balance the levels out in the blood and in the body, okay? So I don't recommend it. Just really follow a healthy diet and perk up all the glands in your body with the herbs. So fruits and herbs, that's all you really need for nutrition. And yeah, that's my take on it. Let's see. Another question, the next question was, hello, what about magnesium and MSM? My same stance with magnesium. You never want to take magnesium alone. Although magnesium is an alkaline mineral, you know what else is alkaline? Fruits. Alkalinity from fruits, and you don't have to take an isolated mineral that's going to damage your body in the long run. MSM is sulfur. I don't recommend sulfur because sulfur compounds are acidic. Even though people say, oh, take MSM for joint pain or take MSM for skin issues or anything like that, I've been down that road. No, you don't want that. Sulfur, because if you take MSM, then when you're detoxing, you'll have to spend years eliminating that sulfur out of your body. And that's why we see those sulfur, those sulfur obstructions around in the iris that look yellow or orange. It takes a long time. And the only reason why MSM works, that sulfur compound works at eliminating pain, why? Because it shoves the acids and the lymph congestion further down into the body, closing it down. That's not what you want. That's another treatment-based thinking. Same thing as antibiotics. That's not what you want. You want to bring forth everything, let everything be known, and eliminate it and expectorate it out, right? So yeah. So I think that's it, guys. I gotta get back to work now. I got a lot of work to do with helping all of you heal. And if any of you would like to work with me one-on-one, you can go to www.spirittropicalhealing.com, and in the services tab, you'll find all the services that I provide and offer for you. I usually always recommend the Master Your Health package for anyone that's starting out or anyone that has a chronic health issue, that covers everything. That covers the iridology assessment where I look at your eyes. Your entire health history is analyzed, everything that you need to get started on this journey. Diet plan, herbal protocol, all the detoxification tools that you specifically need for your case to come out of your health issues. It's fantastic, and that's why I created that package just for you guys to help all of you heal, truly finally heal. I care so much about all of you, and I'm really proud of all of you and all the work that you've accomplished so far, and what we've been accomplishing together has been amazing, and I look forward to that so much in the near future. Continue on with your detox journey. I'm here for you. You got this. You have so much strength in your spirit, And yeah, you can do this. Keep on detoxing during the winter months, because when it gets warmer, you'll be so healed, you'll be closer to the end of your journey, and it'll be a lot easier from there. So keep on going, don't waste time. Time is always of the essence. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, leave it a little like to see how many of you guys watched all the way until the end. I want to know. And if you have any questions, you can leave it down in the comment section down below, and then I might address it in the next Q&A video. So can't wait for that. Okay guys, talk to you later. Bye.